How's it going, everybody? My name is Cameron White, and welcome to my very first episode of Think Big Thursday. This is a new weekly series that I'm going to be doing where it's going to be mostly focused on elevating our mindset, thinking outside the box and looking at the big picture. And so, just to kind of go into it, this week I really wanted to focus on, how are we initiating change? Because right now is the best time to do it. Currently we can be facing so many different challenges and obstacles. There can be a lot of pressure on, what's stopping us, what's getting in our way, what roads do we have to take and how many do we have, because sometimes it feels like there's a few. And a lot of the times you could be so focused on the walls and the limitations and the barriers that surround you that you're not necessarily looking for an escape route or where the better exit would be. Now, I wanted to hit on this aspect of how do we initiate this change? How do we go, this is the time to do it. This is the time to go, I need to do this now in order to create a bigger picture for me later, or a better picture, in order to manifest what, my vision is, what I'm thinking about, what I want to create, what I want to live. This is the time to, if you have 6 months to 1 year goals and that you want to fulfill them, this is the time to do it. This is the time to go, what do I need to change and what do I need to believe in order to get there? And this isn't necessarily so much about going, what do I believe, and questioning it and pondering it. This is more of a, if you want to get to this lifestyle, if you want to get to this certain way of living, this certain aspect of life, this, certain place that you are dreaming about, that you want to live, yet you see a lot of obstacles, you see a lot of challenges, and they're not just challenges, they're not just petty obstacles. These are, a lot of the times, this is real life shit, you know what I mean? There's so much that could be holding us back and that can be separating us from where we are and where we want to go. But equally right now, there is this opportunity that if you really boil down and get real and raw with yourself, get philosophical and go, what do I believe? Am I going to let these barriers hold me back? Or am I going to let myself have room to grow and give myself room to grow into something better, to get over these walls and to face these challenges and to face these obstacles head on? What is it going to take for you to have those beliefs to face those obstacles, face those challenges, and face these really hard life stuff that can be pounding on you right now? What mindset do you need to develop in order to tackle that stuff? And right now, this is really important because it's, for one, it's Aries season, and I don't want to get too astrological. However, it's more of if you really want to have change, if you want to grow into something bigger than you have or that you're experiencing right now, and if you want to be able to fulfill this and you believe that you can and that you know that you can, you see other people do it. There's so many people in the world that literally are living their best lives that, don't get me wrong, we all have our own challenges, but you can definitely compare your life to other people and be like, they've got what I want and I don't have what I want. And this is just in order to get to that level, in order to get to that area, you've got to start from square one. And square one is initiating it. Square one is starting it, pushing the start button, start button, I should say, and going, I commit to this. This is what I'm pursuing. How oftentimes, a total dad move, so to say, would be, if you want a kid to jump into the pool or whatever, you kind of have to push them. This is kind of that time. And, I say that analogy because, I struggle a lot with anxiety. I've struggled with it, my whole life. I've been struggling it just trying to make this first video. However, something that I've learned about my anxiety that I really think can help during something like this, during times like this where it's I want to make these changes, but you can be scared. You can be showing, there can be a lot of fear of what you don't know. There can be a lot of fear of what you do know can happen. There can be a lot of fear of what you're going to face and, what's going to kind of come at you on the way for that. But one thing that I've learned is in order to get rid of this anxiety, in order to get rid of the fear itself of what the challenges are or what you may face, you have to literally just go for it. Face the fear later, because something that I've learned on the way of, my life and having to grow and having to change is fear is almost always constant. Everyone has fear in something. And me doing something versus not doing something isn't going to dictate, necessarily me having fear before I do it. But me doing something that I was scared about is going to give me it's basically the only way to show yourself why you shouldn't be scared to do those things. Because once you do it, you go, that wasn't that bad. Oftentimes we can make up the worst nightmare, worst case scenarios in our heads and play that out like that's going to be reality. And oftentimes it can kind of just really feel like that right now. But this is not the time to go, what is the worst case scenario? This is not the time to go, this can't go any better. Like, this can't go good. It's only going to go bad. This is not the time to look at things like that. This is the time to go, I see my obstacles. I see my challenges. What do I have to believe about myself? Where do I have to give myself room to grow into in order to get there? No one told, you don't have people like Michael Jordan or LeBron James breaking records or doing crazy things by them going, oh, I can't do these things, or I'm too scared to do these things, or there's too much in my way. Too much is telling me no. And the reason I bring this up is because even though right now there is a lot going on that's like telling you no, but right now, there's this fertile soil, is a good way to put it, to plant your seeds of changing your mindset and changing your beliefs around you telling yourself no, or you letting your outside reality dictate your experience of life. That's not how this should be. You are in complete control of your experience of your life. And right now is the time to go, okay, I see these challenges, I see these obstacles, and I see these walls. And although they're telling me no, and although it can be scary as fucking shit to approach this, to, take on these changes, you've got to go, in order for me to grow into the person that I want to, I have to act like that at this moment. And sometimes, most of the time, I should say, it requires initiating it and going, I'm laying down, not necessarily I'm laying, like this is the final straw, I'm laying down the law right now, this is what needs to happen, but going, you don't want to feel pressured or feel cornered to make a decision. You want to go, this is a choice I'm making for myself. And this is a choice, although that can be intimidating, that can be scary, that can lead me down roads that I'm not really sure are going to go down. I know that this is the right choice for me, and it's about making that choice right now. It can feel like there's so much, we're in the middle of so much, like, energy-wise right now. And throughout the next mostly 2 years until about 2021, this is when all this stuff's going to kind of like really come to fruition and kind of change play. But from right now until about 2020, we're in this phase of, if you want to get to the place that you want to go, if you want to be fully the person that you're, not necessarily the person that you're looking for, but any aspect of your life that you're looking to fulfill at this moment that's true for you, that's current for you right now, this is the time to take the actions required that are going to shape your beliefs for a more positive, a more fruitful, a more abundant self later on down the road. And that's my message for you guys this week. This week, really focus on what do you have to change? Not necessarily, what is everyone pushing you in a corner to do, but what decisions, what actions, and what do you have to commit yourself into right now in order to have those, blessings, have that abundance, and have those things manifest later on down the road. Because as you guys know, shit don't happen overnight. It takes time. And if you've read the book like The Compound Effect, where it's about building up and building up, life's like a staircase. You can only go one step at a time, but each step's going to take you higher and higher. This stuff doesn't happen overnight, and this is the time to go, I'm making these choices right now, and I'm committing to this for the long haul, at least for the next 3 to 6 months. And that's what I got for you guys. So thank you guys so much for being here. And don't forget, on Thursdays, we think big.